Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over my top 10 manga of all time that I've read because for those of you who don't know, I am pretty new to manga. I only started reading manga in August of last year, I believe. And since then, I initially did my top 10 manga after I finished reading 10 series. So what I think I'm going to be doing moving forward is anytime I read 10 more series, I'm going to come back and update my top 10 list just to see how my top 10 changes as I continue to read more series. So I guess this will be kind of a new series to the channel. I think I'm going to call it Top 10 After 10. I think that's a pretty good name, so yeah. And in the background here, I have my 10 series. Well, I am missing one because there is one that I initially read that it was okay, but it wasn't my favorite. So I ended up doing a giveaway during my 500 subscriber special, and I gave that one to a lucky subscriber. And that one is The Elder Sister Like One. That one was my number 10, so it would have been before Val X Love, but I did end up giving that one away, which kind of segues into the second portion of my video, which is the giveaway that I announced last week. Today I will be announcing the winners for the two $25 gift cards that I'm giving away as a thanks for you guys following me and using my Rightstuf affiliate links down below. And I just wanted to remind you guys to just keep using those affiliate links. The more you guys use them, the more of these $25 gift card giveaways we'll have. Because Rightstuf will be sending me a check anytime I reach $50 worth of affiliate link money. So anytime they send me a check, I will be doing another two $25 gift card giveaways. So I'll be giving away $50. So yeah, please continue to use those affiliate links. As always, they are in the description down below. So now let's get into my top 10 manga of all time. Just to recap, here is my top 10 from my last video. As I mentioned, I am missing The Elder Sister Like One. That was number 10. My number 9 was Val X Love. My number 8 was the Quintessential Quintuplets. 7, How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift. 6, Soul Eater. 5, Inuyashiki. 4, Raw Hero. 3, Gigant. 2, Bleach. And then number 1 is Hunter x Hunter. Alright, so here are the 10 new series that I've read since doing my last top 10. And I am missing 2, but here are the ones that I do still have. Those other 2 were Shed That Skin, Ryagosaki-san, and Livingstone. Those 2 were series that I didn't see myself reading again, so I did end up selling them off. And even here, I have a few of those still. So Failed Princesses, Our Teachers Are Dating, and Scarlet. Those are series that I didn't particularly enjoy, and I've already talked about that. So you guys know those aren't going to be in my top 10 list. So I'll just get those out of the way now. But from the remaining ones that are left here, let's kind of see how it affects my top 10 list. So the way I'm going to do this is let's go over my 10 through 6 spot first, and then we're going to go over my 5 through 1 spot. So let's get started. Alright, so starting off at my number 10 spot, we actually have Soul Eater. So this one still remains in my top 10, but it is moving from my number 6 spot all the way to my number 10 spot. But I still have only read the 2 perfect editions for this one so far. I did receive the 3rd one in recently, but I haven't gotten into it yet. I need to definitely, but I'm just trying to read other series, but eventually I will get to that one. But I am liking the series so far from what I've read on the first 2 perfect editions. And then one of the things that also probably affected my enjoyment were these just how beautiful these perfect editions are. They look really nice. I love the white on black, and then the art style just looks really nice. Whoops, I kind of turned to an ecchi scene there, but that's all right. I think that's still okay for YouTube. And the paper quality, as I was saying, is really nice, and it just makes the art look that much better. So yeah, right now this one sits at my number 10 spot. I brought my son here with me because he started to cry, but he's here on my lap, so if he does make any noise, I do apologize. But let's go ahead and move on to my number 9 spot, which again, it is one of the series that you guys see right here, and it is the quintessential quintuplets. And it is kind of a shame to see this one go down in the list because I actually am really loving this series. It is one of my favorite ones. It's one that I've been following a lot recently. You guys know that I've made a bunch of videos on the quintessential quintuplets, picking up all of the Japanese full color editions, picking up some figures. So yeah, I am kind of all in with this series, but it is just kind of falling back a little bit just because I've read a bunch of other great series as well. And it's just, I guess, the genre of the other ones I enjoy a little bit more than the rom-com, but I still do really love the quintessential quintuplets. And this volume 8, I chose to put this one here because this has been my favorite volume out of the whole series that I've read so far. This is kind of when Nino transitioned into being one of my favorite sisters from being one of my least favorites. She still hasn't surpassed Miku, but this volume is my favorite. So yeah, right now the quintessential quintuplets sits at my number 9 spot. So let's get Valek's Love out of the way here, and we can move the quintessential quintuplets into its rightful place. The spot for the number 8 spot is Spy Family. So this is the first new series to enter my top 10, and it's a pretty popular one as well. I know a lot of people love this one. I read it and I loved it as well. The story is great. The characters are awesome, especially Anya here on volume 2, which is why I decided to showcase this one. But yeah, the characters are awesome and the artwork is actually also really good. If you guys can, in case you guys haven't read this one, I'll show you guys some of the artwork. But yeah, just look at that. Anya punching this kid here. I forgot his name, but they drew that very well. So yeah, love this one. I've read up to volume 3. I have volume 4, but again, haven't gotten into it because I have other stuff that I want to get into. Plus, I really do love this series, so I kind of want to pick up a few more volumes. Maybe when I get 6 volumes, and I'll just binge those 3 volumes, because that's what I did with the first 3. I actually read the first 3 during the winter storms in Texas. Our lights went off, and I had a lot of time to read manga, so I was actually reading a lot during those times, and I just read these 3 in like one day, in like an hour or so. So yeah, takes my number 8 spot. Really great. If you guys haven't checked it out, I definitely recommend it, although I'm pretty sure most people have checked it out because this is one of the most popular series besides Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man and those. So yeah, let's move on to my number 7 spot. All right, and at number 7 is one that used to be in my top 5, and that is Inuyashiki. This is one by Hiroyu Oku, which is the creator of Gantz, as it says right there. And he also wrote Gigant, which I guess we'll talk about later, spoiler alert. But yeah, Inuyashiki, this one, I really enjoyed it. However, I do only have 2 volumes at the moment. I haven't seen these ever go on sale since I picked these first 2 volumes up to begin with. These were on sale during a daily deal on Rightstuf.com. So yeah, this is another one that probably has potential to move up in my top 10. I'm really early into the story right now, but just with what I've read so far, it's really great. Again, the artwork here is really nice. It actually has some of the best artwork that I've seen, as you guys can kind of see through here in case you guys haven't read it. But yeah, Inuyashiki in at number 7. I'm not talking too much about the series in this video, as I'm just kind of showcasing my top 10. I talk more about my series in my monthly wrap-ups. But yeah, if you guys like crazy storylines with robots, aliens, and a bunch of weird stuff, Hiroyu Oku is your guy, and Inuyashiki has all of that stuff. So yeah, definitely go check this one out if you haven't already. And this one will be taking out How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift, which is another shame because I actually also do love How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift. However, that one, I mean, I guess I can kind of justify it getting off of my top 10 because it's not too much of a storyline. It's kind of episodic. So yeah, unfortunately, it will come off my top 10. And Inuyashiki will replace it for the number 7 spot. Alright, and then closing out the upper portion of my top 10 list is Raw Hero, which comes in at number 6. This is from Akira Hiramoto, which He is also the creator of Prison School, which I watched the anime for a couple of years back, and I loved it so much that when I got into picking up manga, I decided to go ahead and pick up some of his works. So I do have Prison School, the manga, but I haven't read that one since I watched the anime already. I thought I'd check out one of his newer series, which is this one here, Raw Hero, and I'm loving this one so far. This is one of those that as soon as a volume comes in, I have to read it right away. And I did pick up volume 4 earlier in the month, and I did already read that one, so expect that one in my April reading log, which should be released maybe next week. This week is pretty busy with videos, so yeah, that will be out next week. But Raw Hero, I'm loving it. I love the whole storyline. It's just as hilarious as Prison School. It starts off as sort of like a hero and villain manga where you have the main character trying to infiltrate a villain organization. But then it does transform when they introduce this character here, Mariko. Once she's introduced, there is sort of like a love story in there. And it seems like they're gonna focus on this love story moving forward with the series, which I actually don't mind. I enjoyed the whole hero and villain stuff, but I actually find myself enjoying the storyline with Mariko a little bit more. I just really love her character, and I'll talk about it more in my reading log, but I have a theory about her, and if you guys are interested, definitely check out my reading log for April next week. But all right, this is my number 6 spot. Now let's move into my top 5. Alright guys, so here's my old top 5 again. You've already seen that Inuyashiki and Raw Hero have moved out of my top 5, but I still want to show you guys my old top 5 here, just so you can see how it's changed. So with that said, let's go into my number 5 spot, which just changed as I was recording this video. My number 4 and 5 spot got flipped around because as I was thinking when I was recording this video, I do definitely like one series more than the other. So at my number 5 spot, I have Bleach. So Bleach, I recently finished reading the whole last box set for Bleach, and man, the series definitely started off really great. I was loving it, but as it kind of continued, I kind of found myself enjoying it a little bit less and less. Even though we did get a lot of action with the bankais, and I can't wait to see all that stuff animated, it just, the very ending did leave a little bit more to be desired for me at least. Although this volume right here, volume 58, is where it peaked for me. This was my favorite volume. If you guys have read it, you guys know what I'm talking about. And I actually have a figure of Yamamoto coming on the way, which does showcase what happens in this volume. So can't wait to share that with you guys. If you guys are interested in watching that and you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe so you don't miss out on that future figure that I'm going to be getting in the mail pretty soon. Well, I say pretty soon, but it's probably going to be like 2 or 3 months. So yeah, Bleach, with all that I said, it ends up going into my number 5 spot. I still do enjoy it just a little bit more than my numbers 10 through 6, just because I think one of the factors that plays into it as well is because it was one of the first anime that I watched, and I love the anime, so I did find myself enjoying reading through the manga as well. But all right, that's my number 5. Oh, we can take Inuyashiki out and replace it with Bleach. Moving into my number 4 spot, it's another series that's right here, and I'm pretty sure you guys don't think I'm going to be moving Hunter x Hunter, but you guys are right. It's Gigant. So Gigant is my number 4. This is the one that I was saying that I enjoy just a little bit more than Bleach, and the reason I say that is because anytime I get one of these volumes in the mail, I read it right after picking it up. This is the only series that I do that with. I know with Raw Hero, I mentioned that I also read it as soon as I pick it up, but I usually do wait a day or two and then I read it. But this one, no, I don't do that with this one. As soon as I get this one in, as soon as I'm done recording my unboxing, I read them right away. And I haven't missed doing that for any of the pre-orders for this one. So I can't wait to get the newest volume so I can do that once again and just finish reading it in like 10 or 20 minutes. Because another thing about this one is that they are really easy reads. If I open it up, Whoops, I think that's all right. So yeah, as you guys can see here, there's not too much text, and it's kind of the same thing throughout the whole series. It doesn't have too much text, but the text that it does have does drive along the story pretty well, and I really enjoy it. So definitely recommend this one if you are of age, because this one is, oh, it's only older teen. I would have thought it was mature, but no, I guess if you're in your upper teens, go ahead and check this one out. But yeah, if you guys are interested in this one, definitely check it out. It is at my number 4 spot. This is a series that is beloved by a lot of manga tubers, and now I understand why, because I just read this one. I was reading this one. It took me a while, but I was reading it since March, which is why I didn't put up a reading log for March. It'll just be combined for March and April, and as I've said, that'll be out next week. But the series that I was reading was Monster. This is my first work by Naoki Urasawa. And I don't want to talk about it too much here because I'll talk about it more in my reading log, but all I'll say is that this was a great read. I was really enjoying my time reading through these. These were pretty thick, so that's why it took me a while to read through all of them. But the time that I did have reading through it was really great. And now I understand the hype behind this series. Although I will say, I do think it's slightly overhyped because I don't know why I was expecting something way more amazing. It is amazing, I will say it's great, but just from the hype that I've heard from this series since I started reading manga and uploading videos about manga, I was just expecting it to be blown away and for it to knock everything out of the park and just be my number 1. But nope, at the moment it sits at my number 3 spot. All right, now we're in my number 2 spot, and for number 2, I have a new mangaka. I have another new series that wasn't in my initial top 10 list, and that is Happiness from Shuzo Oshimi. Man, this series right here, Happiness, it definitely took me by surprise. I was hearing a lot of great things about this series and this mangaka when I started to read this one. And I actually started to read it during a month when I was doing a challenge for myself to read at least 1 volume every day. And when I got to this series, I couldn't just read 1 volume. I was reading like 2 to 3 volumes per day. And I think I finished reading this series in like 2 or 3 days. I don't remember. There's a total of 10 volumes, and I think the first day I read volume 1 and 2, and I read through them really quickly because again, this is a series that's pretty easy to read, easy to get through, and the artwork is just amazing. They do all the cross-hatching, which was pretty new to me. I had never seen a manga with this type of art style, but it really worked. I really liked all the cross-hatching. I think it looks really unique. And it works with this type of story because it is about vampire, and I don't know why the cross-hatching kind of gives it like a gothic look. So yeah, I read the first 2 volumes in the first day. Then on the 3rd day, I read like 3 more volumes 3 through 5. And then on the 3rd day, I just had to finish the story. It was getting really good, and I ended up finishing volumes 5 through 10 in 1 day. And at the moment, this is the only series that I've done that with where I just couldn't stop reading, and I just had to keep reading all those volumes in 1 day. It's kind of hard for me to read more than 2 or 3 volumes in 1 day, but with this one, I was able to do that, and I love it. With this is why I'm really interested in more of Shuzo Oshimi's works, and I can't wait to get into Flowers of Evil, Inside Mari, and Blood on the Tracks. So yeah, that's why this one is at my number 2 spot. All right, and then finally number 1. There's still 2 more series from the new series that I've read that haven't made it onto my top 10 list, and they are Sweat and Soap and Sayonara Football. Both great series, but you guys know that these are not gonna knock out Hunter x Hunter for my number 1 spot, so they are just honorable mentions. I believe these 2 and How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift are right above my top 10 list at 11 through 13. I think number 11 is How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift, 12 is Sweat and Soap, and then 13 is Sayonara Football. But I do really enjoy these series, so I did just want to give an honorable mentions and just say that I am going to be picking more of these up because these are both ongoing series. But yeah, number one, of course, you guys knew this probably wasn't going to change, and I don't know if it ever will change. But for number one, I have Hunter x Hunter. This is the reason that I got into manga collecting. I loved the anime, so once I finished watching the anime, I wanted more of the story. So I looked it up, and I found out that there was a few more volumes after the anime ends, and now I've picked those up and I've read them, and I want more. Unfortunately, I do have to bring the other name people in the manga community call this one, which is hiatus x hiatus, because this series has been on hiatus for over a year now, maybe even over 2 years, I don't even know. But yeah, I don't know when we're ever gonna get a new volume, which is really unfortunate because this series definitely deserves to keep going on forever if it could. Similar to One Piece. If this had as much volumes as One Piece, man, I would be the happiest man alive. But unfortunately, we only have, how many volumes is it? 36 volumes. And this is the only series that I've actually gone online to search for scans of the future chapters, because there are a few more chapters after volume 36 that haven't been put into a physical volume release, but they are available online, and I even went ahead and read that as well. That's how much I love this series. That's the only thing that I've read digital, because don't really enjoy reading digital too much. But yeah, volume 34, from what I've read, is my favorite volume so far. We have my two favorite villains here, Hisoka and Kuroyo. This is a volume where they actually do end up fighting each other, and here's some panel of them in action. And man, I've heard rumors that they are releasing like a movie or like a mini series of the few volumes that are out. That would be awesome, because I'm pretty sure that would include this fight right here, and seeing this fight animated with the new animation from the 2011 anime would be just perfect. That would really make my day whenever I see that news. But anyways, that is my top 10. These are my top 5 here. Let me know what you guys think of my top 10. Again, just remember that I have only read 20 series, and I've shown you guys everything that I've read. So don't get mad if I don't have things like Berserk or One Piece or any of those things that are usually in the top of people's manga list. I just haven't read them. I am a pretty slow reader, so it might take me a while before I get to those type of series. But yeah, from what I've read, here's my top 10. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, let's go into the giveaway now. All right, guys, so I've made a few mistakes which made announcing the winners for this giveaway pretty difficult. The first one was on YouTube. I noticed that my hashtag that I put on the video was spelled correctly. Rightstuf was spelled correctly. But in my description, I actually spelled Rightstuf with 2 Fs. And as a result, I've got a few people putting the hashtag Rightstuf with 1 F and another people putting the hashtag with 2 Fs. So I had to go into my comment generator, winner, picker, whatever it's called, and I had to choose one hashtag for a certain group of people, and then I just had to add extra entries for the other people that spelled Rightstuf differently. So don't worry, I still did make sure to include everybody that entered and put Rightstuf spelled one way or the other. That was my fault. So everybody was entered. So for the YouTube winner of the Rightstuf $25 gift card, the winner was Palette Tease. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, but congratulations and thanks for entering and subscribing to the channel. So you are the winner of the $25 Rightstuf gift card. Now let's move on to the Kamisama Kiss Volume 20 giveaway. In last week's manga haul, if you guys didn't watch it, I did mistakenly order 2 volume 20s of Kamisama Kiss, so I decided to give one away. So whoever commented with the hashtag Kamisama Kiss in that video was entered, and the winner for that one was Dr. Dragon 09. So Dr. Dragon 09 and palette tees. I actually forgot to mention that during that announcement, but both of you guys, please reach out to me on Instagram. Send me a message there. That way you can give me your info. Dr. Dragon, you can give me your info as far as where I need to ship the volume 20. And palette tees, all I will need is your email so that I can email you the $25 gift card. Now for the Instagram giveaway, I will be announcing that in a story on my Instagram after I'm done uploading this video. So go check out my Instagram to figure out who won. But yeah, with that, I think that concludes my video. Thanks again for everyone's continued support, for subscribing, following, using my affiliate links, just everything. It really does mean a lot to me. And again, congratulations to all the winners. So that does it for today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.